All right. So I got Bo back with me. Everybody wanted him back. So Bo, what's going on, man?
Oh, I'm broke from paying everybody to want me back.
There you go.
So,
uh,
I mean, I feel like after 108 years in Chi-Town crying these tears of joy, I mean, you definitely got to lead off with the Cubbies.
Congratulations to the Chicago Cubs on winning the World Series.
Indeed. And as a Kansas City Royals fan, congratulations to Ben Zobrist for his repeat in the World Series. We could have used him in Kansas City this year.
I think it was a great game. It was a hell of a seventh. Like to go 7 games, that was the way to do it. Going to extra innings, it's just a fucking nail biter.
Yeah, I read it on my phone. It sounded beautiful. It read real pretty.
Of course, Bill Murray was there. Bill Murray, everybody knows, is a huge Cubs fan, so everybody wanted to see his reaction.
Yeah, awesome dude, wonderful actor. Actually had given away a seat. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Uh, yeah, so he gave away the seat next to him to a fan, and then supplied him with like nachos and beers all night long. So
That's awesome.
you can't go wrong with that.
The man is like one of the last old comics and actors, treasures that we have that's still alive. So we
Oh
wish
yeah,
him
and
many more years.
indeed, a beautiful human being from everything that I know, not knowing him.
Yep. I don't know him either. All right, we need to mention our sponsors tonight here real quick. We got TVGN. We got Ring the Bell. Who else have we
Ding
got?
ding.
That's right. Viper Blitz, of course. Nvidia is a sponsor tonight. We appreciate that. So, all right, man. So you have some topics, I understand.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you
I
want to
tried
start with?
a little more prepped this time. Um, so I figured the lead story probably after the Cubs would be the election that's forthcoming.
God, right, yeah. So
You know.
what? Then to lead off with that, I just want everybody to know we're gonna have another live show on election night, um, and we're gonna be live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we'll probably have I don't know, we'll probably just try to go until it closes, till we get a winner. So that night it'll just be a montage of just BS and the election results and a bunch of other things, just the usual. Except it'll be probably probably 3 4 hour show.
Right. So send liquor.
And Bo, I think you said you're gonna come back, right? You're gonna come back on
Yeah,
election
yeah.
night with us.
Yes, sir. I'll tune into that.
Well, good shit. So yeah, the forthcoming election. It's man, I think the polls have taken a huge change since this new email leak.
Yeah, yeah. Email leak. I like the way you said that.
So
Something with hidden servers and leaks.
did you watch that video I texted you last night? That
I
guy.
did, I did.
That's
The
fucking
takeover.
crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's like when Suge Knight decided he was ready to make Vanilla Ice go under contract. He hung him off the balcony, Clinton style.
It's fucking just nuts. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Can't remember that cat's name. Oh, let's see. I
Oh,
don't even have the fucking link anymore.
I might have it somewhere. Let me look and see if I can find a name for
My
you to hit it on
YouTube
YouTube.
history. Here we go. But anyways, in this video, this guy's like saying that the upper echelon of people have decided that they're gonna fucking that they've leaked this stuff on purpose. That they're in cahoots. Here it is. Steve Pisnalik. He's in
Yeah, that's
cahoots
it.
with like Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, and they've been doing this shit like, according to him, they've been doing it on cue because of the election.
Right.
It's Hillary and Bill
T-
Clinton's attempting to take over the U.S.
yeah,
He
yeah.
kept referring to it as a coup, and so he
He
said they
did.
launched a counter coup to it.
Right. An internet-based coup, something
Mm-hmm.
that's never been done before.
Yep.
So it's basically a non-violent coup. Although the Clintons are involved, so we never know behind the scenes.
The Clintons, man, that's a fucking dangerous subject. I mean, I think we talked about it last time you were on. You know,
Yeah.
the Clintons. You know, people claim that they're responsible for they're responsible for killing people that are just
Yeah.
that are not lined up with the way they want them to be.
That's been the public story minimally since like Primary Colors. That book came out back when Bill
Yep.
was in office, and all the stuff that had gone on in Arkansas up through his like governorship and then running for president.
Crazy things with the Clinton. I don't necessarily like Donald Trump, but I definitely do not want Hillary Clinton to be the president of the U.S.
I know that they're all a little frightening, right? I
Yes,
mean,
yes, they are.
where's that great write-in candidate? I mean, where's our Ross Perot's?
Well, your fucking boy, your writing candidate, Gary Johnson, his VP went off the deep end this week. And
Yeah,
fucking,
apparently he's stumping for Hillary.
what the fuck is his problem, dude?
Yeah, and he went on like what was it, Rachel Maddow, I believe, and talked about what an honest candidate she is.
I know he talked about how he knew her personally and professionally, and that she was just like all this fucking. I swear to God, he's just like, who the fuck? How much was the check, buddy? Like, what the fuck is your problem?
Right. Well, I mean, you look, Bernie's a socialist basically, and they were able to buy him.
I don't know what
So
ugh, Bernie people, man, they gotta just be fucking rolling over because of
I
that
know.
shit.
Well, I mean, there's especially the millennials who were huge Bernie supporters while he was in this race. I mean, if you're looking for your writing candidate, I mean, hell, maybe it's Bernie.
I'm sure he'll get
Maybe you're,
some write-ins. You know he will. I know a big write-in candidate will be Ted Cruz. I mean, the Ted Cruz train is a fucking massive, and there'll be some. I'm sure he'll get some votes.
yeah.
But that dude scares the fuck out of me, anyways. I don't like Ted Cruz. Something
No,
about
you don't
that
like
dude is
Teddy.
no. Something about that dude is just not right.
I I I dig his sense of humor. I mean, he asked Trump to donate to his campaign.
There's been a lot of shit on SNL too, about the election, and one of the best sketches I seen was, actually, you know what? I take that back. I don't know if it was on Jimmy Fallon or SNL, but one of the two had Ted Cruz like on the phone with Donald Trump. It was fucking hilarious.
Nice. I didn't see that. I did see Obama like giving a whole speech about how you don't want Donald Trump to have the ability to push the button when he gets pissed off because SNL does a skit.
Oh yeah.
So basically saying, hey, this guy's too crazy to give this kind of power.
I don't know. I don't know that I believe that. I don't know that I believe that Donald Trump would just start blowing people up. Because I think there's a lot of shit involved with my big premise to anybody getting elected is, first of all, I don't want to be the president. I don't think I could do a better job than what's going on. But I don't think that the incumbent candidate knows what's about to happen to him. I promise that something to this extent happens. They roll into the White House on the first day, and somebody greets him with a big briefcase or a big folder and is like, you know what you said on your campaign trail is fucking cool and all, but this is how it really is, motherfucker. Like,
Right. This is the wheel. You're a cog in the wheel. Let's
Yeah.
just keep it turning.
So, and I think that's why a lot of presidents, they talk a big game in their campaign, and I don't think it's because they don't want to accomplish things that they promised. I think it's because they just can't.
Yeah, well, it's part of checks and balances.
There's too many years of fucking bureaucratic bullshit that has gone on before them.
That's right. Where's Eddie Murphy being a distinguished gentleman when you need him? So I think Trump, honestly, is much more like and aligned with the democratic ideals than what he portrays. I think he's right now a reality TV show. I think he's trying to feed the public what he thinks they want to hear. And now I'm going to mention Adolf Hitler, not because I think Trump is like Hitler, but I think Trump figured out he could run a campaign much like Hitler ran in Germany because of the national dissatisfaction. so he
People are
could play to that dissatisfaction.
So you're
What's
saying
that?
people are just like they're looking for something new and radical, and
Yeah,
that's what Trump is playing to.
yeah, exactly.
I would, yeah, I could see that point. Do you think that if Trump gets elected, that he'll change his tune?
I think he's much more moderate than his speeches would lead people to believe. So I think he'd be more in the middle.
Now, people said that after the last debate, I think it was a day or two later, Trump had a speech in Ohio,
Mhm.
and people were talking about that speech was the best speech that Trump has given, you know, ever as far as being a politician. And I think that's another thing that people like about Trump is that Trump is not a what do you call it, a politician in the terms of like Hillary Clinton. He's never
Right, he's
held
not
office
polished.
before, you know. He's very just blunt, and I think
Yeah,
that
he's not a
attracts it. I get attracted to him that way is because
yeah,
he's like how I am. I just fucking tell people how it is, you
yeah.
know.
He's one of us. And I think that's what he's. I think that's the appeal he's going for. He's not a brat.
Say that again. You cut out there.
Oh, he's not a polished bureaucrat.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. He's definitely not
So
polished, and I think people like that. You know, people like that. You know, I think the younger generation likes that. You know, the generation that thinks that, um, you don't have to work 9 to 5 to make a living. You don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's the new generation that's coming up. That's what they think. And whether
right, they
that's
need to
true or
hire me.
not, but I have mixed feelings about it. You know, I was in the military for a long time, and I was on a fucking rigorous schedule. And
Right.
and growing up, I was the same way. My parents were very, very strict, and even on Saturdays, we weren't allowed to fucking sleep in all day. That just didn't happen. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't either. Hell, my dad would put a timer on us when we were eating too slow at the kitchen table.
god damn. Yep. And that's this thing of I seen parents now where they're I have a kid and I didn't really see it until my kids start interacting with other kids is that these parents will make separate meals for their kids. That shit would have never gone up. Like if we didn't like what was
Oh,
before us on table, I guess you're not eating tonight, like
my wife makes my daughter a separate meal every night. My daughter eats chicken fries and something or fish sticks and something. She doesn't eat all the like prep meal that my wife and I eat.
that shit would have never and I'm sure the same with your dad, man.
Oh
Like
no.
that
My
shit
dad
would
was
have
a
never fucking
sergeant in the army. We were eating what everybody if he made fish sticks and tater tots, everybody was eating fish sticks and tater tots. There was no fucking debate.
Yeah, yeah,
There,
absolutely.
there wasn't no dad, I'm not gonna eat this. Then he put the timer on you, and if you weren't finished by the timer, you got a spanking and stood on the wall.
Yeah, if we didn't eat what mom or whoever fucking fixed the meal, like I guess you're not eating. I guess you can eat at
Right,
breakfast
right.
tomorrow.
Be hungry, and then when you're hungry, come back and we'll let you eat this.
So we say all that, I say that to that the millennials they're just different, and I think that they're very hungry, but they're very I don't want to say that they're lazy, but it can be portrayed that way. They just have a different approach at it. They're very free spirited people. So
Yeah, I see that. Well, and one of the things like if you read the studies, because having a master's degree, I try to keep abreast of studies. They say we're supposed to do that in like professional mental health. So when you read the studies, they say one of the big differences is the way they look at wealth and the way they look at accruing wealth. So apparently for them, rather than things like we want the big TV or whatever, they want to have experiences.
yeah, yeah,
So they want to go skydiving, they want to travel the world, they want to do all those kind of things rather than buy a big house or buy the 72-inch curved TV.
yeah.
If
And that's
Sony wants
like a
to
big
sponsor,
movement too. Is like these tiny houses. Like that's all fueled by this new generation. I think they're
oh
cool.
yeah, yeah. Banks don't even want to loan money on them though. Like if
Nope,
you
they
talk to
don't.
people,
Nope, they
yeah,
don't.
So I think they're cool too.
I'm all about being efficient, and I'm not a minimalist by any means. I have gobs and gobs of shit, but I have gobs and gobs of shit that I like. Like I like technology shit. Like I have fucking buku's amounts of fucking technology, and I used to be really really bad about it. I used to change phones like 3 times a year. No lie. I just get a new fucking phone, and not because it was broken. And then I got to the point where I started carrying 2 phones when I was in the military. The last couple of years I was in the military, I carried 2 phones. And I would go through 6 phones in a year like it was nothing. I'd have 6 different phones. So it's all about what you like, you know. So I'm not I don't want anybody to think I'm a minimalist by any means, but I also I like new. I grew up in a house where we had a lot of antique furniture, and that was because that's what my parents liked. I hate that shit now. Like I like very new age, my bedroom set at home is all black and white. And I have like a Japanese style bed that's real low to the ground. That's the kind of shit that I like. So
Right.
when I was growing up, I always told my mom, I'm like, I fucking cannot wait to get my own crap, like so I don't have to like. I had an antique bedroom set that cost a fuckload of money, I'm sure, but
Oh
I
yeah,
hated it.
probably
I fucking
probably
hated
like
it.
oak.
Yeah, it was heavy, and it's probably really. And to this day, it's probably really nice. But I would tell her all the time, I cannot wait to get my own. I can pick my own stuff. She's like, you're gonna change your mind. You're gonna like this shit. I hadn't changed my mind. I don't like that shit yet.
Well, I mean, you're not 60 yet. You know, you still
I'm
got
not 60
time.
yet. I know. Yeah, but I'm just wondering if there comes a day when I'm like, I look at stuff like that and I think it's really neat, but I would never want to buy anything like that. I don't want that kind
Right.
of stuff. But maybe one day I will change my mind.
Well, maybe it depends on how many houses you own. You know, like
Mm.
you have multiple places, and then you do different decor in the different
People
places.
have asked
Or
me about that. If I've thought about, if I want to buy multiple homes one day, and I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, it'd be nice, I guess, from a like a wealth standpoint. Properties always is good to buy as far as value, but I don't
right.
know if that I want. I don't know that I want a bunch of places. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that would give you the opportunity to, you use different styles based on the house, where you located the home and things like that.
I guess that could be said though, because I have a fuckload of motorcycles. So,
See, there you go. The minimalist that you are.
but I think that and I don't have a repeat of motorcycle styles. I've got I don't have 2 of the same kind of motorcycle. So
Yeah. Well, who would need two of the same kind?
I
You
don't
get
know.
one enduro, you get one sport, you get a cruiser.
Yeah, yeah. My cruiser got stolen though. Fucking a.
It's comfortable, man. I like riding on it.
Yeah, I like
I,
riding
I
that
took
cruiser
I
too.
took it to work today.
Oh yeah, did you? You came all the way out here and stole my motorcycle? I can
Oh
never fucking
shit.
believe that shit. Oh, it's just fucking gut wrenching. Open up your garage and one of your fucking prized possessions is just gone, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I hear you. And the bitch is that you never get it back.
Oh
Like
no, the police told me like, yeah, they're like, yes, you just file your insurance claim. We're not gonna find it. They just like literally like they didn't even look. They just wrote it off. Like I guess they said it happens. If motorcycles get gone, it's just gone. I'm like, well, you're
it's
not
qual
even gonna look. Like, what are we gonna look for? Like you don't need. The other bad thing about it was it could have happened in a time frame of like 5 days, so
right,
it could be anywhere, literally
right.
anywhere. For all I know, some
That's
fucker
quality.
in fucking Mexico has got it.
Oh, I know. He's probably riding to the strip club in From Dusk Till Dawn right now.
uh, I think I worry a little bit about the generation. Like not my daughter. Well, I don't know what my daughter's generation will be, but you know, I kind of worry about the people that are in their 20s right now they're behind me that are gonna
Hmm.
make in 10, 15 years they're gonna be making lots of decisions that will affect me and you.
Sure.
So, but I think back to the election. I think that you know, if Hillary gets elected, there'll be a lot of things that um affect even like this right here, this format. I had a big meeting the other day with one of our sponsors, and they were talking about that. They're like, some of the changes that if she institutes them, this kind of stuff, this platform might go away. So, that affects me. This is one of the
Right.
ways I make a living.
Right.
So, if a president gets installed and that wants to crack down on free speech and the internet, you know, I wouldn't want to. Even if I didn't do this, like, I would still. I don't want to see that shit. I want people that, I want people to be able to speak freely. That's why we're all fucking live in this country, right? It's one of the premises.
Well, you would like to think so. I mean, we do have like a Bill of Rights that mentions it. I'm pretty sure somewhere it's written down.
Well, I mean, that was one of the premises for coming over here, in the beginning.
Right.
And I wouldn't say it's the whole purpose, but it's a big part of it.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to do a whole show. We should do this about about there's this, like, I think there's this haze about the forefathers, about how they're these upright men. Now, I don't dislike the forefathers at all, but I think people have this, like, third grade education about how great these men were. And I don't say that they're not great, but they're not. I don't think they're any different than like you or me. Like,
No. Right. They really weren't.
Like, loved to bang French whores. Like, that's not common knowledge, but it's
I
true
think
as
it was
fuck.
more than French too.
Oh, yeah, but he's just like
I think he liked
notorious.
them all. Well,
He's
first off,
notorious for that shit.
how bright can he be when he wanted our national bird to be the turkey?
I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean,
Well, I think they're
no.
all fucking very smart men. I really do. Like, I think they had to be very determined, because what they were
Yeah.
doing was like impossible.
Right.
It was. They were beating this. It would be like the country of Cuba going to war with the U.S. right now and winning.
And winning.
Yeah.
Right. I get it. I hear you.
This would be like, it's just in your mind, if you try to think, you're like, that's fucking bullshit. And basically that's what it was. Like, they fought the British Empire, their big theme was the sun never sets on the British Empire because they're so fucking big and had all
Right,
this
yeah.
power. But
Although there was less than they thought they had, apparently.
don't
piss the.
the French they helped a
Yeah.
lot. That was the turning tide. And Mr. fucking Ben Franklin and his French banging whores helped get the French on our side.
That's right. How do you think? I mean, he
He went
he
over
kept them
there.
in furs. Right.
So, that I like living in the U.S. and I want it to continue to be better, but it is in fucking shambles right now. That's my opinion about it. I think that if some of our forefathers, I think if you went back to, like, probably Teddy Roosevelt and back, those people would roll over in their fucking graves if they knew what was going on.
Well, I could see it. Well, first off, let's just say Teddy Roosevelt. There'd be no such thing as English as a second language, because every motherfucker would speak English, and that'd be all there was to it.
Yep.
Teddy was very much a nationalist, where he expected everybody to bow down to the flag. These football players wouldn't be kneeling during anthems. None of that shit would be going on.
Did we talk about that last time?
I don't know if we mentioned that or not.
I don't think we did. I know we've talked
I
about
don't
it on the
think
show
so
here
either.
before. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. But it's a good time to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back.